Okay, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Play Randomized Dark Souls. So this episode we're going to be clearing the Tower of Flame, and we're also going to be taking out No Man's Wharf, depending on how low or how many times we die. But so far I don't think this is going to be much of an issue. Okay, this motherfucker. I hate him. Because unfortunately he reacts very quickly, has very wide range, and if he gets hit more than once, he will react. They get like a super speed up, which is very annoying. Ruin leggings. Interesting. So that's actually a boss armor set. Clear bluestone ring 2. Nice. And the elite knight armor, which we already have. Prisoner's waistcloth. Alright, you bastard. Now, I have tried to make them fall off before, and I have died trying to make them fall off before, more than I have succeeded making them fall off, so I don't know if you can make them fall off. I don't want to find out. We have to kill Sword Boy first. Chop. Chop. And then... So luckily, because he doesn't have a shield, he's very defensive. Or he takes a lot of damage, so luckily we can attack the other two then. Yeah, sometimes these guys will do a rare fourth attack. It's definitely not common for them to do so, but they will sometimes do it. Oh, a flame quartz ring. Nice. So that will increase our resistances, which is always a good thing. Shorten spellcasting time. Yeah, we are getting a lot of mage stuff, so it really is like just a massive waste to not be running the mage stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this because we have mace fucker to deal with again. Real quick, we're gonna summon Masterless Glencore, who is easily the fucking most badass. Let's see, that was my bad. NPC in the game. Yeah, see, look at that. Look how little damage that did. Glencore's a fucking beast. But unfortunately, Glencore will also go after that guy. And there's a chance Glencore will actually commit suicide. Yep, like that. And because Glencore has pissed off the Heidi Knight, we now have to deal with the Heidi Knight. Damn it, Glencore. So it's actually, I'm just going to go back to the bonfire and reset, because that's, I really don't want to try to fight the, especially in our weakened state, I really don't want to try to fight douchebag McGee in there. Which means we will have to go over some of this stuff again, or we'll have to fight some of this stuff again, but that's fine. I've been listening to a lot of Ninja Sex Party. It's good for the soul. Hey kid, yo! You're getting picked on in class. The other boys, huh? Say you're just not cool. Oh, those bullies are shit. Oh, it's good stuff. Alright. So, these guys won't chase you forever, so I'm just gonna be speedrunning it. Because our only goal is to summon Glencore. We have to kill Mace Guy before we get in there. And I think we have to kill, oh, we have to activate this too. Because I think that Heidi Knight is going to be active now too. No, he's not, interestingly enough. Oh, I wonder if it's because it's not us that killed him. Okay. So, let's summon Glencore and get in here. Because Glencore should, I think, just come straight in here. And so we fight the Dragon Rider. So I'm not even gonna try to hit him. Do a good chunk of damage. Because generally speaking, the strategy for dealing with Dragon Rider, he has really wide AoE. We want him to focus on Glencore. We hit him a couple of times. Let Glencore regain mastery for AoE. Let Glencore regain aggro, and then back up. Let him regain aggro, and then we're good to just wail on the boss. But yeah, that's a really wide sweeping AoE attack, so you want to be careful. Yeah, the boss is almost dead. Good job, Glencore. So we got the Drake Keeper Helm, which is kind of weird that it would be here, but it does also oddly kind of make sense. Okay, so we're going to rest at the bonfire.
Are you from Leeds? My name is...
So we want to talk to her. We're not going to buy anything, though.
And being... I
She's a
expected this
dick.
without... Sorry. No need.
Again. And then we're going to move right on along. There's an item back here. Ooh, a bright bug. Because I think bright bugs just boost your damage. Yeah, inflict more damage, receive less. So we have one more Heidi Knight, or one more Ancient Knight. Chop. Chop, chop, chop. Okay. So we get the Abyssal Seal, and the Prisoner's Waistcloth again. That's interesting, the Abyssal Seal, really? The Saint's Long Gloves. So, Cyanites. Cyanites are advanced enemies from later on in the game. As far as I know, you can't actually ever get their armor set from fighting them in the set areas where they appear, but they guard specific chests. And I think this is normally bone meal, which is used to upgrade the potency of your Estus Flask. Moving right along. Oh, because I'm standing on the... I was like, I'm waiting for it to open. Okay. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that he stands up. Okay, so... There is a mammoth enemy up there, which is again a later enemy from the later game, and a basilisk. Now, we could go through that statue because we do have an elder branch, or branch of yore. However, because those branches are randomized, we don't have a guarantee that we're going to be able to get through there. At least in one piece. So I really don't want to risk it. And also, for those of you who are wondering about, well, why don't you use your bonfire aesthetics to just re-get the soul that gave you 20,000 every time? Like, why not just do that? And the answer is both simpler than you may think and more complicated, because the bonfire aesthetics will reset the progress of the game. That is 100% true. The issue is that it doesn't work. And the reason why it just doesn't work is because we, in New Game Plus, item locations change. So even if we were to reset, there'd be no guarantee that the reset is actually worth it for us. So it's kind of a waste of Estus for right now. Yeah, because we're going to have to raise our adaptability at some point. Okay, so we are in No Man's Wharf. I don't particularly like No Man's Wharf. I forgot. Gotta run through here with a torch. And the reason we want to have a torch is so that we can do this. Okay, so these are the dogs that are normally at that one place where I said, oh, normally there's a dog here. And then we have a sniper over there, but we're not going to go over there to deal with him. Okay, so these are the... So remember how we got Raider Pants a bit ago? Oh wow, we dropped them in one hit. Yeah, that comes from these guys, the Vanscary Raiders. Or the Vask... I don't know how to pronounce the name. Okay, that shouldn't have happened. Normally when they do jump attacks like that, they don't break the table until they actually jump into the thing. Nice. Set the light. Not coming up the stairs after a silverback shield. Nice. There he is. So now that he's dead, we can come over here and deal with Archer Boy. And then we can come over here and deal with this douchebag. Ooh. What? Oh. See, I didn't know these guys triggered so quickly. I thought they only triggered if you actually, like, went to the house where they come out of. I didn't know they just come out on their own. It's interesting. Okay, so set this light. Cursed bone shield, nice. So there's a reason why we're doing this in the order that we're doing it. So those three guys actually came out of the house on the left. I'm gonna pop our shield back on. And I do want to be a little bit cautious of our torch because there's a reason we're carrying it around, and that reason is the torch helps us fight very difficult to fight enemies later on. Okay, so Advanced Carry Raider jumps down, does a plunge attack. You do not want to be hit by that, obviously. Also, I think that's one of the only instances of an enemy doing a plunge attack. These guys will always drop a torch. So if you need a torch, if you need torch time, grab that. Another clear bluestone ring. Isn't that just like the third one we've gotten? No, second one. But yeah, once again, I think the Advanced Scary Raider, or the Raiders are the only ones that will actually do plunge attacks. I think most enemies just won't do it, now that I think about it. So, like torch. So we want light, because light makes it much easier to deal with a particular enemy set later on. The problem is because we have a Pharos Lockstone, we could actually go through and light up the entire area. However, doing so makes this enemy hyper aggressive. So we don't want to do that. Okay, so I wanted to light that before we did anything else. And we have Lucatiel here again.
That might be you. The longer I am here, the more a wretched place in what could have caused. Ah, yes. I have not. This is for you. Of course, I have no idea what
She gives you a human effigy normally.
Our land of Mirror is surrounded. There is only one way up in Mirror. Join the Order. My family had little fortune and no name. With two things. I was raised to weep. Life was hard, but I never gave. I had swift success on the battlefield and quickly attained respectable stature. And then I came here. Have you heard of the one assuming, of course, I can only. I'm sorry. I suppose I've grown weird. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, Lucatiel is losing her memories. Because she is hollow. And that is why I think Lucatiel is one of the most tragic characters in the Dark Souls series. Yes, I know there are... I know there are technically sadder characters, it's just because of what Lucatiel goes through and like what she loses, that's why I feel like she is one of the sadder characters. Just, it's heartbreaking to see what she becomes. And it's also heartbreaking because if you die, it's like, you can live on in the memories of your friends and family. But if you lose everything that made you who you are, then no one will remember you, and that's true death. Which is, like I said, it's a sad story. And I don't feel Lucatiel deserved that fate. So unfortunately there is nothing in here, but I'm going to activate this. Oh, we did actually forget a secret. My bad. Crayborn cuffs. No, they're not handcuffs. Wish they were. Okay, so we want to activate this. Okay, and we do not want to be hit by that thing that he threw. That is oil, and it does a lot of damage because we get hit by fire, we explode. These guys, they hate light. And they will try to run away from light. You have to kill them before they get into a building. By any means necessary. Because they will not fight you up to a point. However, if they are backed into a corner and they cannot move, 3 petrified dragon bones, that's really nice. They will turn hyper aggressive and they will just attack regardless. Okay, that guy in the corner, did you see how his arms flailed? When their arms flail like that, that means that they have gone aggressive mode. They will charge you regardless of if you have any sort of fire or flame on you. Fuck. And that is what makes them so dangerous. Their bleed. When they hit and they do that much bleed damage, there is not a lot that can survive that. Just, they do so much bleed damage that you're probably gonna die. Okay, so this is the safe trap. Or this is the safe chest. Pale stone. Oh, that was the trap, right. I was not paying it. I was actually looking away from the screen. Alright, well, let's do this then. Go. And even with the randomizer, if you destroy the chest, it gives you just broken, it gives you rubbish. So don't destroy the chest because you don't get anything for it. Spell quartz ring. I mean, really might as well keep our resistances up. Did we get invaded? Okay, so I'm not going to go up further because I only want to trigger one of these guys at a time if I can. So then we come over here. We can't, unfortunately, we can't light that, but we can do this. Oh, dexterity ring. Okay, so if we go down here. Yep. And there are 2 of them down here. So I'm going to grab our item because I don't want, like, these guys kill you. Like, they just flat out kill you, and I really don't want to deal with, I don't even want to fight them. So I'm not going to. Okay, so there's a vanguard. There's a guy hanging over there. I'm just not gonna fight him. Okay, these guys. Oh gosh, damn it. Yeah. So they do bleed as well, but you can see their bleed effect is a hell of a lot less than those creatures' attacks, so they're much safer to deal with. Yeah, and that's him throwing oil. Okay, so once you drop down, you're kind of stuck down here. There is another ninja over here. I'll deal with him in short order, and then we open here. Now, this is actually fairly important because we need to kill these guys quickly. And that's what we were supposed to be trying to avoid. Yeah, you will still slowly gain poison if your clothes are poisoned. And there's just nothing you can do about that. So if you need to, you can in fact use throwing knives, which is very nice to break these pots. Provided it's not near you, you won't take poison damage from it. Ring of Thorns, which is interesting, and Pharaoh's Lockstone. So there's a chest here. Titan Trunk, not bad. Now, normally to get into a secret area you have to press A. That is not always the case. Sometimes you can just break through a wall. It's not common, but it is a thing. So if you ever see something really suspicious, take a swing at it and do that. Solve the last giant again. Yeah, so that's literally the... And then in here. Okay, so let me think. Because we don't have a lot of time on our torches, so that's kind of shitty. Okay, there's another secret here. No Man's Wharf has a lot of hidden items in the game. Vengarl's helm. Nice. Vengarl's armor set is really strong. Golden Wing Shield. Oops. Fucking hate that combo because it happens so quick. Like, I was hitting the B button to roll away from that attack, and you can't because it happens so quickly. You get hit by it, you're just fucked. And unfortunately, I don't think I have literally anything now that will restore health. So, we die, we just die.
Gavlan.
Gavlan wheel? Gavlan deal. With Gavlan, you wheel. So we're going to buy the Ring of Giants. We're going to buy poison arrows. The poison arrows are very important because the poison arrows will allow us to go to an area that we normally cannot go to this early in the game. But we can sell stuff, which is very nice. Okay, so we're not using this, so I'm going to sell it. We're not using this, I'm going to sell that. We're probably not going to use this, but I'm going to keep that because that's a specialty item. I know we're not going to use this, this. We might end up using that. I'll keep that. Okay. Definitely are going to be selling that. The Archdrake Shield is kind of shitty. Yeah, because we already have a parry shield, so... Oh, we can get rid of some of our duplicate rings, though. Okay. So I think we're good for. Oh no, I was gonna buy his throwing daggers. The rest of these. Okay, and so for now, we are going to be using our bow. Because we, good God, are going to need all the range we can get. Okay, so I could open that, but I'm not going to. Because we need to have range, so I'm actually going to come down here. And that's what the lacerating arrows do. They inflict the bleed proc, which I believe is a percentage of the enemy's health. I don't know why he's not shooting us. Okay, so we're almost dead. That's nice. Okay, so that's a solid barrier. So yeah, enemy attacks are slightly homing. So we can't just stand still and hope it doesn't hit us, because that's not how this works. There we go. Headshot. I missed. Damn it. Stop. There we go. But because we didn't open that pathway, this guy actually has no way to get to us, or the AI pathing isn't good enough to actually do so. Okay, so that's the iron arrows. Or that's the wood arrows, I'm sorry. Nope. Okay, that actually does good damage for being wood arrows. Of course I miss. And I am aware that we're playing, I'm gambling with our lives, basically, but... oh, needs to be done. Okay, that's what I wanted to check. But there are still people we can mess with. So yeah, if you shoot enemies that are just like hanging onto the edge, they will just automatically fall off and die. If you shoot an enemy that is on the ground that you happen to know is a corpse, or just pretending, you can also shoot them, and they will come back up. Yeah, kinda stupid that they can destroy those instantly. Okay, so there are other items, but right now we don't have a way to heal, and so I don't even want to touch them without having our safeguards in place. Or not our safeguards, but our shortcuts. So I'm going to activate our torch to make him back off, and there is another one that's going to that would have tried to make a move on us. So I'm just going to run for it. We're going to light this. And there goes the torch. Yep, and now it's coming after us. Because there's more than one. Okay, it voluntarily came into the light. I didn't know they could do that. Damn it. Do I have any other arrows aside from our poison? Oh, we do have the fire arrows. Ah. Suck it, bitch. So we can do a little bit of damage. Okay. So, that you will see, I will take this time to demonstrate why having poison stuff is such a good idea. Are you really not going to allow me to lock on? There we go. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. And dead. It is really that fast. Poison, I believe, it's not slow like the other games. Poison, when it works fast. And it just does massive amounts of damage. And I believe it's based off of the percentage of the enemy's health. So it doesn't matter how strong the enemy is, he's going to do a lot of damage to you. Okay, but we are still almost dead, and I have a sinking suspicion if we try to fight the boss, it's not going to go well for us.
Very well. No.
So for Carillion, you need to have a certain amount of magic. I don't remember how much magic you need, but you need to have a certain amount of magic. So we're going to buy one of these. And he has no healing items, unfortunately, for us. So we're going to buy another soul arrow. Because in Dark Souls 2, magic is just based off of our spell casting. Or each spell has a set amount of uses.
Young pupil, do you see the forces of the... You scroll I saw so one day.
Okay. So now that's done, I think what we're going to do is we are going to go to the we're going to go to the fire, we're going to rest, and then we're going to have to refight our way to the boat for the boss. Which is totally fine, it's not going to be too hard to do that. But we're also missing some items that I'm kind of going to need to fight our way into. So that's going to be a little bit annoying. always hated how long of a range that guy has. Nice. Titanite trunk. Right. I forgot those guys did that. Okay. So we're just gonna fight our way to the clear. Then unfortunately we have this guy to deal with too. Okay, so I'm gonna go after the items that we don't have because we don't have them. But unfortunately we're gonna have these guys to deal with again. Because there are 2 of them. And there are actually 2 of them in this building, which makes it kind of even worse. But luckily we know they have a real issue getting up this ramp. Okay, and we also know 4 throws will do it. So 3 and 4. And now we just watch. It also seems to last forever until the enemy actually dies. They also drop some really rare, like, powerful gear for this area, so if you want to loot something, or if you want to just farm enemies for a bit, this is a great area to do so. Ooh, they move fast, too. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then just watch the magic. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to deal with a ninja. No, we don't. That's nice. Okay. Also, if you do not buy everything Gavlin has to offer, make sure you're going to come out first that time. Gavlin is now gone. I know exactly where he is, but you have to go to his new location to be able to talk to Gavlin. Oh, that's right. We used all of our... Oh. Tip bag. Okay, so you're almost dead. Yep. Unfortunately, there is another one of these assholes. Okay, fine. I will go in here so you can't fucking shoot me anymore. There we go. Okay, pick up item. But that's not why we're in here. We're in here because... Okay, so as soon as you destroy the table... God damn it. See, that... I absolutely hate this area because it's such bullshit. Like... It's not fun to do this. fine. They want to be assholes? I'll fucking deal with them. Yep, because I would rather deal with one raider than... Ooh, that was scary. Okay. Well, we died trying to do this the right way, so let's try the other way. Maybe it'll work better. Asshole. Yeah, so you see why I was so confused. Like, they're not normally supposed to be that, like, oh, you stepped foot in this area, so now we're gonna just go to town on you. It's like, they don't normally... Like, you have to actually physically enter the building where they are at to get them to be aggressive normally. So it's just kind of a weird thing. Yep. Come and get me. Actually, I wonder if I kill this guy again, if he'll drop torches. I don't know if they drop torches every time they die. Yeah, I think they do. Interesting. Or maybe I just got an extra item drop. So, okay, so we're gonna do this. No, you don't. I've been hit by that once today already. Because we are going to need health for what we're about to go through. So we're going to eat our bright bug. Doesn't seem to reduce too much damage. Doesn't seem to give us that big of a power boost either. So we're gonna go straight over here, deal with this asshole. We're not going to activate that yet, though. Now these guys, I actually don't think they become aggressive until you go get that item that's in the corner. Or unless you destroy their... the table that they're on. So the second you destroy the table, that's when you have to be able to kill them, because destroying the table will automatically wake up any raider that's sitting at that table. We already got the items from up top, so we just need this one. So normally this would be the Vanscary, or this would be the Raider armor set, I think. Yeah, or the Raider armor set, one of the two. But so the torches have been lit. And that will make it so that the whole area is now lit up. So darkness works in Dark Souls 2 a little bit differently than normal. Normally you would have... So the way that it works is it would make it so that you would have a hard time locking on enemies. That's just what darkness does in Dark Souls 2. Okay, did you see how they're running into there? It makes every one of those enemies, like I said, freak out, and they'll just run for it. Now remember, Lucatil has to survive 3 boss fights. If she doesn't, game over. Or then at that point, I'm just gonna... So I'm not sure why Lucatil does what she does there, how she just instantly vanquishes. I think what happens is she can't handle the walkway for some reason, and she just dies automatically. Now, I didn't actually rest at the bonfire, because if you use a homeward bone in other games, the game, yeah, so enemies do reset. It acts as if you have rested at the bonfire, even though, as you can tell from our Estus flasks, we clearly did not. And that's to punish people who are trying to use it to cheat death. Which I honestly don't have a problem with, because that is... I would consider that to be save skimming of sorts. Load skimming? I don't know. Okay, so dog did not continue to attack. Okay, now we're gonna go for the boss. Oh no, you know what it is? I bet you she goes for this Vance carry and she's not smart enough to, she attacks the edge and just jumps off as a result. I'll bet you that's what it is. I never noticed him before. Yeah, no thanks, dude. I have a Estus flask that serves that purpose. Nice. Yep, remember these guys? Unfortunately, not even the Dragon Slayer's axe does a whole lot against them. So Dark Souls 2 does a lot of things differently than the other games. In particular, though, one of the things that it has a focus on is elemental damage. We're standing in water, so any fire damage that I did is going to be greatly reduced. However, any lightning damage we do is actually going to be amplified. So if you are fully wet, lightning does more, and you take a lot less fire damage. Also, the boss does do bleed damage, but his bleed damage is so low that it's really not even worth mentioning. Oh, yes. Oh, wait, no, I can't waste it on this. But, poisoning will work on a lot of the bosses in the game, too. So you can actually poison the bosses, but poisoning bosses, you're not gonna, it doesn't keep up until they die. There's a limit to how much poison damage you can do to the bosses. we go. Victory achieved. And Lucky Tail survived. Got 21 dark arrows. But range is super helpful in Dark Souls 2, so that's actually I'm actually okay with that. And normally this would be a Pyromancer Flame, but it's not. And we actually do want to continue over to here before we do anything else, because there's a bonfire we need to use. So that way we'll be able to warp to this area whenever we so desire. Now you can fight them, but I'm not gonna. They seem like they've had a hard day partying. Yeah, didn't even wake up. So we're gonna let them sleep. Okay. Now there is a secret. If you activate the cage and then run out immediately and then get on top, there is a small cave with a single item that you can get. I'm not willing to ride the fucking thing 2 more times just to get one singular item that may or may not be good. Okay, so we're going to rest here. We're going to head back to Marjula to level up because we're going up against a boss next game, or next turn, and this boss is difficult. And to get to said boss, we are using poison arrows.
Less.
So we need 35. We're actually getting there, which is surprising. But we also need adaptability and some other stuff too. So. Okay. Travel to, and now we're going back to the Tower of Flame. So now we could go this way and go underneath. However, in doing so, we're going to have to fight our way through some enemies, which is not going to be good. But the other way, we'd have to fight through more enemies, so I guess this is fine. Ah, free attack. Ah. Yeah, if you have attacks that can stagger, the Heidi Knights are a joke. But as you saw, he was active, and he was not before. And, oddly enough, we can still summon the Phantom Sign. That is because, like I was saying, we are here to kill a boss. There is a boss that is active in the game. Or in this area, I mean. Alright, that was my bad. Yeah, get him, Glencore. Ooh, 3 torches. Nice! So yeah, torches, definitely a good thing to have. That knight, and I really don't want him to just come on us and hit us by surprise. So yeah, like I said, poison isn't a one-hit kill. It just does a lot of damage. And it will continue to do, like, it just does massive damage. Okay. Right now, the Heidi Knight's the threat. Okay, then we have one... Okay, so now we're going to deal with this, but there's an item down here first to get. A throwing knife ×1. Wonderful. Alright, so see that mound up there? That's what we're shooting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's 4 arrows. So yeah, there's a dragon. And said dragon does a lot of damage, and you are not supposed to be able to kill him as quickly as we do, but because we have access to poison arrows, that's why we're able to do so. Okay, there we go. So you see, that is how much damage just the poison did. So now we need to do another 4 arrows, but unfortunately we can only do 2. Because that... So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, there we go. So it is now poisoned again. So now we just wait. Now, the downside to this strategy is the dragon is going to die. And when it dies, it drops its items. Oh, it dropped it on the ledge. Okay. Okay, so now we have another Heidi Knight. So normally if you try to approach the dragon, you get a stream of fire across, and you actually have to get to this area before you can even melee him. So the dragon's not a fun enemy to fight. Yuck. Boom. And we have more items. Huh. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Boss fight time. Yep. We get to fight him. Glencore, get over here. So remember how you can get the old Dragon Slayer armor? I believe that that is referencing this version of him. So 1, 2, 3. 4. Now, remember how I said poison works on bosses, and it actually works on most enemies in the game too? Well, do you see how it's not working on him? Yep. That is because I firmly believe... No, wait, he's poisoned. Yeah, so the poison effect procced, he's just not taking damage from it. Oh, wait, no, yeah, holy shit, he is. Aha, I blocked it. Never mind. I was gonna say, I think it's because he's not the real Dragon Slayer, so that he's not a living creature, but the fact he takes poison damage means he is a living creature. So that's really interesting. And in killing him, you get the soul of the ancient Dragon Slayer. Vine Balm. go. Alright, so thanks for watching, everybody, and in the next episode, we are going to be taking on... not the Blue Cathedral, but we're going to be taking on the Lost Bastille area by going up it backwards. Ooh, kinky. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. See you guys then.